Good morning, everybody. I am Murli from CIMAGE College. In my last few videos, I have shared ideas about addressing of node in a network. So I'm just going to continue that session. Um, still fine. In IPv4, we have already discussed that it has 32 bits and it has been divided into 4 groups. Each group has 8 bits. And this address has been further divided into different classes, class A, B, C, D, E. I'm just giving brief introduction about these things because I have already discussed these things in my last few videos. So to identify the class of an IP address, if you can memorize these ranges, in that case, you can easily identify the class of any IP address, IPv4 address, because in IPv6, there is no class. Like class A, its range is 0 to 127, class B 128 to 191, and in class C 192 to 223, class D 224 to 239, and class E 240 to 255. Fine. So I have just written few examples here also. If you have to identify the class of these IP addresses, then you have to just see the very first value of the IP address only. And suppose this first value is 10 and 10 comes into this range 0 to 127, means this IP address belongs to class A. And like 130 comes in this range, that's why this IP belongs to class B. So you can just check the IP class of any IP address by seeing the very first value of the IP. Okay, now we have to discuss about these different classes because every class has its own few properties. Fine, because classes has been defined to form different size of network, different things. So for few specification of different classes, I'm going to start class-wise verifications, class-wise introduction, and just going to fine class. This one is class A, and as I have given you idea that the 32-bit of IPv4 has been divided into 4 groups, and each group has 8 bits. So here these are the 4 groups: first group, second group, third group, and fourth group. In class A, the range of first group is 0 to 127. Fine. And this group is only used to represent different networks. Rest 3 groups are used to represent different hosts in a network. Fine. So some important points about it, like in class A, it means there are 8 bits that is used to represent a network, and the rest 24 bits represents host. So these 8 bits are known as network bits, and these 24 bits are known as host bit. So on the basis of this division of bits, number of default network, or you can say block also, default networks means how many different networks you can form in class A. In class A, you can form total 128 different networks. In few books or in some it means at internet you can see that writers are just writing the range of class A is 1 to 126, but the actual range is 0 to 127. But there is a logic behind it why some writers are writing 1 to 126, because 0 is reserved and 127 is reserved. But overall, the total range of class A is 0 to 127. Fine. That's why I have here written that total number of network is 0 to network will be 0 to 127, means its value is 128. Total 128 different networks can be formed. Now, Number of hosts in this network. If you are just forming one network in class A, in that case, in a single network, you can attach 1677,214 computers, nodes. How is it possible? Just multiply these three values. 0 to 255 means total value is 256, and same 256 and 256. It means 256 into 256 into 256, the value will be 1677,216. And as I have given you idea that in each network, there is a network IP address and a broadcast IP address. It means in every cases we should reduce uh, two. Means two IP addresses cannot be used for the configuration of any node. So the actual range of node in a network of class A will be 1677,214. Now, if we talk about a default subnet mask, the default subnet mask of class A is 255.20.0.0. Fine. And this subnet mask is used to specify the range of nodes in a network. Fine. Just see the example, one example of this class. Suppose I have taken a value from this range 0 to 127, that is 10. 10 means this 10 will be a constant value. If you are going to change this 10, in that case, you are changing the network. Suppose somebody has written 11. It means there is a different network. In that case, a node from a 10 series IP and a node from 11 series IP will not directly communicate to each other. So 10 should be constant, and in rest three parts, you can make different changes. And just if I'm going to take the very first value, 10 is constant. In rest three parts, 0.0.0. In this case, this is the very first IP address, and this very first IP address is known as network IP address. And after that, the next value will be 10.0.0.1. And from this value to 10.255.255.254, all these IP addresses will be a valid host IP address. Okay. And the very last IP address will be 10.255.255.255. And this IP address will work as a broadcast IP address in this network. So this is the class A. And in my next video, I will discuss about class B and C. So thank you. Thank you very much.